Should have got front row.
It's a tsunami.
The only reason why is because I feel like that's
And look at ourselves, no houses.
Napoli, boy. I'm gonna pay you and buy.
It's a tsunami.
Okay, who can tell us what a floodplain is?
Does anybody know what a floodplain is?
A plane that floods?
What is it? Not quite. You know how it's been raining a lot this week, and we've been seeing water in the channels and the rivers and the bayous?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's good that it's in the river, but you don't want it to get outside of the banks, right? Because then that would start to flood your house and your car, and that would be really bad. Well, that's what Adam and I do every day, is try to make sure that doesn't happen, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate rain, and this is kind of like existing ground, just like grass and trees, and there's no parking lots or houses or buildings of any kind, and we're going to see what happens and see where it floods, okay? Do you think it's going to flood in here?
Yeah.
Let's leave those alone. Okay, do not touch the table, because that makes a big difference.
Have to step back.
Okay, you got to step back.
Touch the table or else
You'll
it
see
affects
it.
everything.
All right, go ahead. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think these guys are going to get flooded?
Yeah.
Yeah? Anybody not think they're going to get flooded? Think they're going to stay dry?
Depends.
How about these guys up here?
No.
They're going to get washed. They're going to get flooded too. Okay.
A plane, no, a plane is a
All
flat
right,
area.
well, let's see what happens.
A plane is a flat area. I told you. It's raining. I told you guys. It's a flat area. It's gonna go through the river.
I know.
I told you guys.
Don't touch the table.
No, it's gonna flood.
What's happening?
Don't touch the table, Jeremiah.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, look, see how it flooded right here? But it took a long time after it made it rain for that to happen, right? That's important.
Okay, now what happens, our job is to build stuff. Remember, Mr. Travis said we build stuff, we build buildings and neighborhoods. We go in and we put in a parking lot or a building. We've covered up all the ground. So now when it rains, what's going to happen?
That's gonna flood.
You're gonna fall.
All right.
How's it going to fall? Oh yeah, we need to dump it. We're going to speed up the drainage.
Colorado.
Okay, so we've got our parking lot now. We're going to make it rain again. Same amount of water, one pitcher. What's going to happen this time to our houses?
Guys, hands off the table, please.
All right, do you think these guys are going to flood in here?
Yep.
Yes? Yes? How about these guys? Think we'll get that high? Maybe? All right, well, let's watch and see what happens, okay?
Yeah, they're gonna get flooded. The cars are gonna go.
The cars are gonna fall.
Look how fast that was.
Did you see how that happened a lot faster? And it even got over this little
Deeper.
berm either, too. A lot
Houses are
deeper.
floating
They're
away.
Floating away, that's bad. We don't want that to happen. Exactly.
Great, as long as it's not your house.
Right.
I remember seeing this.
Does anybody want to live in these houses right here? No, no. You want to live right there. You want to live high on the hill, right?
He planned way in advance for this sucker.
Well, Adam and I, it's our job to make sure that doesn't happen to our new subdivisions and things we're designing. And so one of the ways that we do that is to build a detention pond. Have you guys ever seen anything like that looks like this around?
Yeah, I have one by my head.
You do? That's pretty common. That's a way that that big hole in the ground holds stormwater. So when it runs, it all drains into there, and it holds it back. And we're going to see how that works in just a minute.
We got our big hole in the ground. We got a little bitty pipe coming out. Again, we're going to use one pitcher of water. At this time, our parking lot now can drain and fall down into our hole before it drains out.
Don't touch the table. You guys think these houses are going to get flooded?
No.
How much water's coming out?
A little. Barely.
It's a river flow.
Exactly. It's not a lot of water. That makes a big difference. So these guys are not even getting water yet. So much slower, which is good if you're living in this house right here, right? So some of the other ways we actually protect from flooding are kind of in our pictures below here. Have you ever seen like a house like this in Galveston? It's because, you know, when the ocean floods, it gets higher. You can't build a big hole that's big enough to hold the ocean. So one of the ways to protect from flooding along the coast is to just build the house higher. This is much more expensive than to do this, and that's why that's not as common. That's a much cheaper option. What you can also do is build a big berm around your house, which is also very expensive. But that's what they did in like Louisiana and New Orleans and stuff like that. And there's actually some of those in Sugar Land too that could protect from flooding.
There's some nice ones like that.
Yeah, there's some nice ones.
It looks small from here, but I think it's really big.
Probably. And another option is to just move your house, which is also very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very
I didn't even know they
expensive.
could do it.
In fact, it's so expensive that over here, if y'all can see, usually it's cheaper to tear your house down and build a new one. So there's two pictures over here, and if I want y'all to look at the road and the river, and you'll see that on one picture there are houses on one side of the road that have been torn down. Those people moved and built a new house somewhere else because it was cheaper than. They got flooded all the time, and they kept having to fix their houses. It was so expensive that they actually tore their house down and moved somewhere.
What if that house falls out that truck?
Then
It's going to be a big truck.
It's going to
Right.
be a big mess.
that's why you have to pay somebody a lot of money who knows how to do it, because it's very difficult to move a house like that.
What about the pipes?
You cut them all when you pick up the house, and then you reconnect new pipes when you get where you're going.
But this is where Adam and I use maps. We've got to decide how big this pond is going to be, how big and small this little pipe is going to be, how high these water surface elevations are in the river, so that we know that we've built your house high enough so you don't get flooded, right?
Y'all want to see our house go down the water? Is that what you're waiting for? If it rains a whole lot,
Make everybody flood.
Put it in the pipe.
your houses do get swept away, swept off their foundations if it rains hard enough.
In the pipe. It went in the pipe.
Do what?
The pipe just leads to
It doesn't, whatever. It doesn't drain when we didn't before, or it overflowed. I'm just trying to get it not to.
When is the top going to flood?
Top doesn't flood. Those are people that build their houses where they're supposed to.
Because they're not stupid.
You build on the top of the mountain in Colorado, you're never going to flood.
Can we lose the house?
It's like Minecraft.
It's stuck in here.
Oh, do we get another one?
Yeah.
I became such
The yellow house.
Yep, they're stuck in here.
We're good. We can exchange. Ready to change.
Y'all can go over to B.
Alright, see you later.
Did we lose one?
Yeah, there's some in here. I'm going to have to take that off again.
Oh my god.
Can I do it first?
Nope.
I think
We have to do it.